Hello everyone, welcome to whatever this is. What really got this cooking, listening to podcasts a lot recently. Sometimes when you're lonely, you have to listen to somebody else talking to you or else you're gonna lose your mind. So podcasts to me have been like this, and then on top of that, I was watching a movie. I will get into that later. Don't you worry, don't you fret. And, it was just really freaky, really creepy, really, creepier than I was expecting. I wasn't expecting to get that freaked, and then I was that freaked. So that was just like a little shocking. So I was like, I need to watch a podcast. I need to watch something funny. Favorites are Anything Goes, Emma Chamberlain, and Long Winded with Gabby Windy. Obviously, if you can't tell from this vibe. Anywho, I'm looking through all of these podcasts and I'm like, okay, yeah, like this is funny, this is funny, this is funny, or this is like smart, whatever. But then I was thinking, wait, I want to think about this movie more and I want to talk about it more. And I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna film me talking about shit. Guys, I don't really know what this is. I don't really know if this is gonna be something that I do on repeat, if this is something that I do, like, I don't know. But in this moment, this is what I'm doing. Also, I've decided I can't take myself seriously looking at myself. Anytime I record one of these, I'm gonna put on a funky pair of sunglasses because I have like a lot. I have like 2 pairs over here that I was like debating on using, but I feel like the pink really ties everything in together. But trust, there are more videos like this, more sunglasses that you're gonna see. So that's super fun, I guess. Back to whatever this is. I'm just gonna yap, and I have a game plan because that's how my brain works. And if you want to listen, you can listen. If you want to, I don't know, like, I don't really know what else you'd be doing if you weren't listening. So I like listening to like what people have to say, even if it's random bullshit. Like, and trust me, I can talk about random bullshit. So I feel like this is a good mix. I feel like this is a good vibe. So back to the whole game plan thing. First of all, I have my computer behind my camera. So trust me, there's a list of things that I'm going to be talking about. I have the receipts, I have the timeline, I have everything. And I have Google in case I need to ask some questions. But anyways, and I just don't like it when I'm not prepared. It's something up here. But I love a list. I love writing things down. It just really works for me. So I was like, what? I'm just gonna make a list of the things that I want to hit. These are the things that I want to talk about. But at the same time, I don't know what this is. This is like, guys, it's my first rodeo. So it can really do whatever I want. And it's just a vibe. It's just a vibe. Speaking of vibe, this is self-promo. If you have Instagram, you should go on it right now and type in your search bar wtv.mag. That is my magazine that I run with my friend Foster, and you can read our magazine. Anyways, this is just like a fun vibe check for me to talk about a lot of things. So the things that I'm thinking about talking about are the following. In maybe a particular order. I don't know yet. Number 1, observation of the week. Depending on how often I do this, just like I'm thinking like if this is a weekly thing, a monthly thing, something, just like an observation that I've had for that time period. And then we're gonna do some complaints of the week. Observation, complaint, ins of the week. What's really in for you, like in this period of time. And then digested media. Let's talk about the media we're digesting. How exciting. I guess let's get started. Okay, we're gonna start with observations of the week. And this is something that I noticed when I was on a walk the other day. I'm walking, I'm listening to my music, I'm having a good time. And there's a bike trail and then there's like a walking trail, right? So I'm on the walking trail and then I stop because the bikes are coming this way and I'm walking this way and I don't want to get hit. So I stop and I pause for a minute. And there's like 3 guys on like a motorized skateboard. Like they're all on separate ones, like, but they're like riding as a group. And it was so clear to me that they just like thought that they were like I mastered that shit. Like this is what I'm good at, but they're actually cheating. You know what I mean? That's my observation of the week, is that people used to actually have skills. And I am going to get into this. So I want you to like think about like a skill that you have. You know what I mean? Like for me, a skill that I think I have is my writing. I love writing. It's something that I'm like really good at. Like I kind of pride myself on my writing. Like that is like a skill that I have. You know what I mean? But the reason why I have that skill and why I consider it a skill also is like it's my writing. I'm not putting it in ChatGPT. I'm not putting it into like all of these things. Not saying that I've never used ChatGPT. Trust. Like I'll be honest, I'll be upfront. I've used it. Do I try to like limit my use of AI? Absolutely. I don't like using it at all actually, because I think that it's also just like destroying people having skills, like things like this. Like I go on my walks, you know, I go like by the lakes. It's just super fun. The vibes are good. Headphones are on, like a little bit of wind. It's just a really good vibe. And then 3 guys go past me and like are cutting people off and weaving in between like families, and they're on electric skateboards. Really? Really? Like, okay, because here's my thing. If that was like 3 guys on a regular skateboard and they were like doing like tricks and like seeming cool, like feeling, you know, like you have that feeling of like, yeah, this is a skill that I have, and you just feel like accomplished and you're really in a good mindset. Like I feel like if you're good at skateboarding and like in that moment when you're just kind of like weaving past everybody, you're just like, yeah, like I'm the shit, like this is what I'm good at. That's fine if you like are actually doing it, but if you're on like a motorized skateboard, you're just an asshole. You're just an asshole, especially because you think you're really cool. Quite frankly, you look stupid. And that's my observation of the week. And also it's just like, I think the other thing that bothers me so much is like people who are so prideful of like the things that they consider as like what they're good at, or like finding a way to be good at that one thing, but in reality they just have a remote control. Like they're just pressing a button. It's like you can't do that without the button. So it's not a skill. You just have something that makes the skill easier to achieve. So that's my observation of the week. But it's true. It's annoying. And listen, like I said, I'm not saying that I've never done like the easy way out, or like, I'm not saying I'm perfect. I'm more self-conscious to try not to do those things because I want to gain those skills myself, because I feel like people just like don't want to do that anymore, and it's kind of annoying. And also it's like, what happened to skill and like thoughtfulness and thoroughness? What happened to being thorough? Why? Like, I don't know. I feel like when I was younger, I was not the kid to cut corners. I was always like, okay, well, I got to figure out how to do it and then I'll get it done. And like, it might be a little weird or it might be hard, but like, I got to do it. Sue me. Like, sorry, I was thorough. But now, like, looking at like what I'm doing now and like everything like that, it's like, okay, like, not to toot my own horn, but I have like a system because I have gained those skills and can just like think for myself or like do things by myself. Like, guys, it's getting embarrassing. Put the phone down, do things yourself. Don't use AI. It's like so stupid and so terrible. And also just like, I have so much more respect for somebody who's like, yeah, I've spent a lot of time learning how to do something, and like I'm like continuing learning how to do something. Like that is awesome, because it's just like, yeah, good for you. If you're like, yeah, I'm awesome at this, like it only took me this long, like, and I have a button remote control that makes it happen and look really good, it's like, wait a minute, no, that's not a skill. So that's my observation of the week. Yeah, no, the bike ride thing really just pissed me off. Like, it was just so annoying to see, like, because they were just like being rude to the people that were walking, and we're like laughing about it. And it's like, bitch, let me take out the battery in that fucking skateboard, and you're not going to be doing those tricks. Like, tricks are for kids. Come on. Anyways, bring back skill. That's my observation of the week. So I'll do my ins of the week, starting off with my favorite cup. This is an old soup container, and it's often known as the Line Cook water cup. And it's the best thing ever. Water tastes really good in it, and it's just like perfect. And I have a little reusable straw, and usually I load it up with ice, but I didn't feel like it, so just drinking water out of a plastic cup. And it's my in for the week. I don't like drinking water out of any other cup right now. This is my go-to. It's my in. And it's just it's also like a little silly, and I recognize that, but it's, I don't know, I'm drinking a lot of water. So if you need a water hack, drink your water out of this, because it's a game changer. I'm telling you right now. Other ends of the week, doing your hair. Okay, backstory. This is the longest my hair has been in a really long time. This is also the first time my hair has been blonde since freshman year of undergrad, and it was only blonde for like maybe a month, probably less. I had like a crazy meltdown. That was actually crazy. I had a meltdown because I like came back into my dorm, and after like a bad day, and my hair was blonde and short, and I like looked at myself in the mirror, and I was like, who is this person? And it was like so Mulan, like, who is that girl I see? Stopping that. That was very Gabby Hanna, and that's not the vibe we're going for today. But it was very much like that scene in Mulan when she's like breaking down because she like looks at herself for the first time, and she's like, I don't even know who this girl is. Like, so then I immediately dyed my hair black. I think black, or maybe like really dark brown. I was like, I can't be blonde. So this is the first time I've been blonde in a really long time. And my hair is long, and I have bangs. So I'm just having so much fun. I can curl my hair. I can put it in fun updos. Like, I can just throw it in a bun. I'm kind of loving having long hair. And also I think because like I also loved having short hair, so like whatever your hair length or type is, like I think the in is just like doing your hair, because you just feel good also. It's just, there's something about having your hair done in a way that like feels good to you that is just so like, it's such a high. Like when your hair looks good and you know your hair looks good, that is such like 10 like bonus points for your day. So that is one of my ins for the week. 10 out of 10 recommend. Just like, even if it's just like one day, just like have one day a week where you just like do your hair and like do it in a way that like is gonna put a smile on your face. Changes the game, changes your mood, shifting the mood. That has also been my in. I kind of mentioned it earlier, but just like I've really been digging podcasts. But on top of that, I've really been doing a lot of meditations and like yoga. But I also grew up with that. Like, shout out mom. Hey girl, love you. I also sent my mom a really funny text tonight, so I'm so excited for her to wake up and see that. Anyways, I've been doing like a lot of yoga and meditations and just like really centering my thoughts of like where I am in this moment, like how I'm feeling, just like a really good body scan. And I also feel like like in school right now, one thing that's like really been sticking with me is like just people have been talking about their values and like all of those things. So I feel like there's been a lot of like thinking happening in my brain about like, who is that girl I see staring straight back at me? You know what I mean? But like inwards, which is terrifying. But I think the in of that is like being in tune with your emotions. Like that is like a, and it's also just like, okay, we're winding the frontal lobe a little bit. We're turning that dial, forward thinking. But it's also like, I don't know, it's cool to know like how you're feeling and be like in touch with your emotions and your intuition. For example, I have a perfect example. Tonight, I was going to go to a concert, and so first I was doing some work at like a coffee shop, and I got there and I drank this, first of all, I drank a killer coffee. It was a cherry vanilla iced latte, large. Oh my God, I'm literally gonna have dreams about it. I also think I'm gonna go to the store and get cherry syrup so I can just like make it at home, because that was delicious. It was like genuinely delicious. Anyways, I was there and I had tickets for this concert, but I also was just like, I'm so tired, and I just like was feeling a little weird, and I was hungry. I was like, I don't know, like whatever. So then I went outside and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna go to this concert. And then on the train, I like got ready, had like a little drink. I was like, you know what, I'm gonna have fun, I'm gonna do this. Don't you dare. Biscuit just tried to knock down my drink. That wasn't cool. That was not cool. Anyways, I like got ready. I was gonna go. I was on the train, and then I was like, I don't want to go. I Googled how to sell my tickets, sold my tickets, and I got canes. Because I knew in my gut I would not have had a fun time at that concert. Like, I just was like feeling too weird, like was not going to be the vibe that I wanted. And I was so in tune with my emotions that I was like, I'm just going to do what I want to do tonight. I don't need to like, there's no pressure. It's okay. If I can, like, I'll make the money back. It's fine. Like, go home if that's what you want to do. So I think that was just like, in the moment, was it like a bit dramatic? I was like, oh, I don't want to go. Like, this is so lame. I'm so lame. Yeah. Did I cry about it? Maybe. Sue me. But at least I know how I'm feeling. I know, like, what I actually wanted to do, because I probably would have freaked out even more if I went to the concert, because then it would have been like, I knew I shouldn't have gone, like, la 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 la. So it's like, girl, you were gonna cry either way. You were gonna cry either way, and at least you know you were gonna cry either way. So it's like, you might as well take the better option. So that's my in. Wow, that was a lot. Hair done, water in a plastic cup, in tune with your emotions. My last ends of the week is having my nails done. If you can't tell, I watched something. I'm gonna get into that later. And I was like, I'm gonna do my nails. So these are my nails. I saw some picture on the internet and they looked similar, and I was like, wait, I have those colors. They're similar. I'm gonna do my nails. So yeah, my in is having your nails done. But my complaint, don't mind him. Don't mind him. He is just having a fun time, and that's all I can ask. Leading into my complaint of having your nails done, my complaint is that an at-home manicure does not last. It doesn't last, and then my nails look worse than they do without anything on them. What's up with that? Because I'm sorry, like, nail polish is just like, it's so expensive for no reason. I think, like, I hate buying nail polish. I don't know how at one point in my life I had like a whole bag of nail polish. Like, I had a huge plastic bag full of nail polish. It was dried. Like, some of it was like probably my mom's when she was my age. Like, I'm talking, this nail polish was ancient, and I had anything I wanted in that plastic bag. And then one day I got rid of all of it with my mom. We were like, I don't use any of this. Like, let's get rid of it. And now I'm always looking for colors that I don't have. And then I go to the store and I find them, but it's not the exact shade that I want. And it's like $10. Or if it is the exact shade that I want, that's $20. Whoa, I don't have $20 to spend on nail polish. So I buy like 3 different colors. They're actually all on my nail right now. I just bought a nude. It's Ballet Slipper. Reminds me of Lady Gaga. If you know, you know. So that's that. I always have like a dark burgundy, reddish brown, purple moment. So that's those 2. And then I have like a fun blue. It's usually like a blue or a green. And that's my fun colors. And these are like usually all the colors that I have. And then sometimes I like have a sparkle. You know what I mean? I miss the days when I had endless options in my bag. And I also miss the days where like my nail polish stayed on my fingers. And I don't think that's ever happened because I'm so bad at like picking my nails. It's like a bad habit of mine. I want to get into it. But like my mom yells at me all the time because I'm just like constantly messing with my nails, and she hates chipped nails. So now I hate like having chipped nails because it's just like ew. But it just peels off so quickly, and like sometimes just like a little piece chips, and then I'm like, fuck, I should just redo the whole thing. And then I do, and then my nails look gross. So that's my complaint of the week, nail polish. Why is it so expensive? Why doesn't it last super long? And why can I never have the exact shade that I want? What's up with that? Because then it's also like, I am not at a point right now in my life where I can go get my nails done like regularly or frequently. Like I don't remember the last time I got my nails done. I think the last time I got my nails done was for a trip with my friends. Love my girls. I think that's the last time I got my nails done, if I'm being so honest. Maybe graduation, but I doubt it. And I don't have time, I don't have money, so it's like I'm gonna just do them at home. But then they don't last, and it's really annoying. So that's my complaint of the week. Oh, I have another complaint of the week. So the weather, right? We're at the funky point in this time of the year where like it starts off super, super cold in the morning, and then like by mid or like late morning, early afternoon, it's like blazing hot. And then you like kind of cool off a little bit, and you're like, oh, I could use a sweater, but like I can tough it out. And then it gets dark and it's cold again. That's where we're at weather-wise, and I hate it so much. It's so overstimulating because I will go from like freezing cold to sweating to like comfortable, and then I'm cold again, and then I'm hot, and then I'm hot and I'm cold, and then I like take the layers off, take the layers on. Like I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm supposed to be wearing. I don't know what shoes I'm supposed to be wearing, because then I'll wear my flats and then my feet are cold. It's just so annoying. I would rather it just be one temperature all day. All day. Because going through the 5 stages of grief, like in one day, weather-wise, I'm okay. I'm okay. I don't need to do that. I don't have time for that. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do literally anything of the sort. So, sorry about it. Oh, I know what my final complaint of the week is. A $12 matcha latte. What? What do you mean? $12 for one small matcha? And it's not even great. I had a train day the other day where all my trains and buses and everything was just like not working. And so I was late for a meeting. And so I just hopped off the train, went into the nearest coffee shop, ordered a matcha super quick, paid without realizing how much it was, $12. $12 without tip. I get the matcha. They deliver it to me, which was really nice. And it was fine. But it was $12 for a fine matcha. Like, if I'm paying $12 for a matcha, that better be the best matcha I've ever tasted in my entire life. You know what I mean? Like, $12 minus tip. Like, what are we doing here? What am I supposed to be doing here? I just wanted a fun beverage. But that just cost me my pinky toe. Like, shit, what am I supposed to do right now? Because I want the matcha, but I don't want to pay $12 for a matcha. And then it wasn't great. So it's like, what am I supposed to do here? That's my complaint. Overpriced coffee and matcha. Because also, like, when coffee is overpriced too, and it's like not even a good coffee, oh, don't piss me off. Don't piss me off. Anyways, yeah, those are my complaints of the week. Media I'm digesting. I'm so excited to get into this portion of the video because this is what brought me here. This is what was like, yeah, let's just like press record, is media I've been digesting. And I'm just gonna start off strong with the movie that I literally just watched and finished 30 minutes ago. And that was Longlegs by Osgood Perkins. Came out in 2024. Holy fuck. Wait, no way. That just made this 10 times better. I didn't realize that Longlegs was played by Nicolas Cage. That is crazy. Oh my god, I don't really like Nicolas Cage. I think he just kind of annoys me. Wait, but I kind of have a little bit of respect for him now. Not that I didn't have respect for him. I feel like there's so many people who are like, I love Nicolas Cage and I love Nicolas Cage movies. They're like the best thing ever. This is the coolest thing ever. He's like so awesome. And I'm always like, they're fine. Like, but to be fair, I've probably never given them like enough of a chance. But I didn't realize that this was him. That is so interesting. Longlegs, Nicolas Cage. That doesn't even, wow. You know what? I guess it does kind of look like him. He is kind of freaky looking. Sorry, Nicolas Cage, if you're watching. Yeah, if you're watching, hey. Sorry. Kind of freaky looking. Okay, well, that makes it even freakier because I didn't even realize that it was Nicolas Cage. Because I feel like if I knew that going into it, I wouldn't have liked it as much. Hi. But not knowing that it was Nicolas Cage the entire time, I was kind of spooked. I was actually spooked most of the movie. I won't lie. There's something about like that kind of framing in a movie, like the zoom out to the zoom in and like just like the way that everything's balanced, that I think is so like freaky in itself, just because you're so out of touch with like where you're placed within the screen. So then you're just kind of like in this weird in between, and it's like, ooh, like how close is that? How far is that? Like where actually am I situated? And there's like this general discomfort that's created. And I feel like that is captured like throughout the entire movie. So that already set my vibe off a little bit because I was like, what's going on? Where am I? And then this motherfucker just like would pop out of nowhere and like dramatically. And I think the other thing that I really loved, is that there was very little music. And that I love when horror movies and like things of that genre, like just like very dramatic movies, like use silence to their advantage to like create like anxiety. I wonder who the producer is. Oh, okay, never mind. I don't know, like if they were so silent during certain scenes, like that's how Barbarian, I feel like that's another great movie that uses a lot of silence and sound. Begonia, oh my god, I'll get into that because that's another media of the week. But like I just like love sound in movies, and I feel like this movie was really fucking awesome at that. But it also pissed me off because this girl was so freaky. She was so freaky, and it was almost like Silence of the Lambs, but like freakier. Not freaky, like Silence of the Lambs is like iconic, and it's like iconically scary because it's so like human. You know what I mean? Like that's, if you haven't seen it, then you don't know what I mean, but it's such a human like discomfort, and I feel like that's what makes it so scary. This movie, however, similar vibes in terms of like it's a girl in the FBI and she has to solve like this case. But I feel like what made this a little freaky was like the fact that you were not comfortable with the main character, who was Lee Parker, who's the FBI agent. Like, you're not comfortable with her. It's like the whole movie you're just kind of like, what the fuck is happening? And it's Nicolas Cage. And it's a great score, but it's also like silent the whole time, and like it's also filmed really beautifully. I really love like when a horror movie, like the actual like cinematography is really gorgeous. So I actually really like this movie. I was really scared. Oh my god, Biscuit just did parkour off my couch. Dude. Yeah, no, I really, really enjoyed this. And so going off at that point to my other movie that I watched this week, Begonia. And it's Yorgos Lanthimos. If I'm pronouncing that wrong, I'm sorry. Oh my gosh, and Ari Aster is one of the producers, which was like, that tells you what you kind of need to know in terms of like scary, like uncomfortable. This movie, first of all, I went to the movie theaters alone. Favorite thing to do ever. Like, there's just something about going to the movie theaters alone and just like getting yourself your own little snacks and like a small little drink, and it's just you and your thoughts. Like, you don't have to like impress anybody. You don't have to like be like in the moment like for somebody else. Like, you're just there and you're just watching a movie. It's awesome. This movie was hard to watch by myself because it was so, but it was also awesome to watch by myself because I was so confused and I was so like, what the actual fuck am I watching right now? I think I said that out loud at one point, which was really interesting because there was like a couple in front of me and they were both like looking back as I was like verbally being like, what the fuck? Whatever, sue me. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I'm gonna react. I'm at the movies. Like, sorry. Anyways, great movie. Freaky, weird, really uncomfortable, but also really fucking smart. Like, the whole, like, yes, it's a weird concept, like, because you also don't really know what you're getting into. Like, that's the other thing that's so good about it, is it's like you don't know where this is going at all throughout the entire movie. And so, like, you're literally, like, jaw dropped. I watched a lot of good movies this week. I also watched Full Metal Jacket for the first time the other night. That was a really good movie. Really hard watch. Just like, I love war movies. That's like my weird niche, I guess. I don't want to get too into that, but I really enjoy watching war movies. I think they're really interesting, and I had never seen it, and it was a really good movie, but it was also like a hard watch. Lots of hard watches. Make sure you balance it out with something funny, like a podcast. I recently made a playlist, and it is only Joe Keery, Joe, and Sabrina Carpenter. Yeah, that's right. I made it happen. But what I did, let me pull this up just to give you a little bit of context. So I split up 3 of their albums each, and mixed one album with another album. So let me explain. So for example, I have Decide, Joe, mixed with Man's Best Friend, Sabrina Carpenter. So it'll go, so like this playlist, for example, goes Runner, Manchild, Gloom, Tears, Half-Life, My Man on Willpower, that. And then it goes through 3 of their albums. I have 2020 by Joe, and then Emails I Can't Send, Sabrina Carpenter. And then I have The Crux mixed with Short and Sweet. And when I tell you, it's genius. It really is genius. It's just gorgeous. Amazing. I love it so much. Another music related thing, Control SZA. It could be the first thing I listen to in the morning. It could be what I'm getting ready to at night. It could be like motivational words in the middle of the day. It does not matter the time or the day or the vibe. I'm turning on that album. Like, it is just so, it's just so good. It's so good. It's so perfect. It is everything to me right now. So 10 out of 10, recommend you listen to that. And finally, podcasts. I've been loving my girl, Emma Chamberlain. I listen to her podcasts all the time. I just love her. Love her. Oh, I've been reading Normal People slowly. Sometimes when I don't want to like go down like a dark doom scroll rabbit hole, I'll be like, I need to read something, and I choose to read that. And sometimes I just have to like put it down. Sometimes I literally have to just be like, you know what? I'm just gonna go to bed. I'm just gonna go to bed because that's worse than doom scrolling. But it's super fun. Oh, and finally, Gilmore Girls. I've never finished the entire show, and my goal is to finish the entire show by Thanksgiving. I think I can make it work, or at least the end of November. Yeah, so that's my media. Really it. Interesting. Oh my gosh, well, this was fun. This was super fun. I'm gonna lock myself away in a coffee shop tomorrow. Hopefully I don't get charged a $12 matcha. That would suck. But I'm gonna edit this, I think, and then I'm gonna post it because why the fuck not? But I have so much homework to do tomorrow. This will be a fun little break for me to do in between. And hopefully my nails will be looking good tomorrow and not chipped because I just did them. I'm gonna go do yoga and a meditation and maybe read Normal People, maybe watch like a cartoon because I'm still a little freaked out from Longlegs. Yeah. Thank you so much for tuning in with me, but I am now tuning out.